Hello fellow makeup lovers, how are you guys doing today? I thought we could go ahead and play with the Glaminatrix Nocturnal palette again. I did a first impression on this recently, went ahead and did live swatches, gave you all my thoughts. I'll make sure to link that in the cards here, but I wasn't quite sure how to feel about the textures of the multi-chromes in here, so I wanted to go ahead and just play with it again today. I thought maybe we might do a little bit more of like a neutral look, like maybe focusing on this little quad here because it is super pretty, and I feel like with all these stunning colors, there's a high probability that this part could go a little bit unnoticed, so I kind of just thought we would dip into that today, give the palette another shot, and I'll kind of let y'all know how I'm feeling. It was really cool because the owner of Glaminatrix did comment and was super receptive to my feedback about the multi-chromes being a little bit dry, not the absolute easiest to work with. She did recommend using a glitter primer or just some type of primer underneath the shimmer, so that's definitely what we're gonna do today. But like I said, we're gonna focus on like a little bit of a grungy neutral look, so I think I'm gonna start off with the shade Fog. And I did already prime my eyes with the Anastasia eye primer. Okay, so I'm just grabbing that on a big fluffy blending brush, and I'm gonna go ahead and just throw it through my crease. I feel like I'm trying to be careful, but it does look to be pretty pigmented. Just gonna start off with like a nice like just light wash of color. Get that transition going. Oops, I got that on my inner corner. Why am I like this? And once I kind of have some down, I'll go with a little bit more. Make sure we can see that yellow peeking through. I love this kind of tone. From my first impression, I felt like the mattes blended really, really well, but I didn't use any of these neutral shades, so we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Maybe we could do a little pop of something on the lower lash line too to switch it up. Now I'm gonna dip into the shade Gloom, which is such a pretty color. I mean, it looks so grungy. I'm gonna be careful with it because again, it also looks super, super pigmented. I'm just gonna put that right into my crease all the way through and then just start lightly blending it upwards into the yellow. Again, love the tone. And it's blending super easy. I'm not worrying about building this shade up too much. I feel like one application, one layer was all that I really needed. So now let's go ahead and take the matte black and take it on that same brush. We're gonna use it on the outer V. I'm gonna be careful. Just gonna start with one layer and see how it looks. I'd be curious to hear in the comments if you guys prefer a buildable matte black or you want like intense pigmentation as soon as you put it down. I feel like if I had to choose, I would choose buildable just because I feel like it's sometimes super easy to get out of hand. I feel like this looks really good. Like it's got a decent amount of pigmentation for sure. It looks really good, but it's also like blending out. I don't feel like I'm creating a mess or anything. I think that looks really nice. Plus, I feel like so many black shadows tend to be like on the drier side. So I feel like when they blend really well, it's just a good sign. I don't know why it looks like there's sparkles all over my eye, actually. I don't know what happened. I don't know if there was sparkles on this brush or something, but I see sparkles. So I'm gonna go ahead and wash that off, or not wash it off. I'm just wiping it off on a brush cleaner, and I'm gonna go into a bit more of Gloom and just go over my crease actually, just to make sure everything looks good. I don't know if, I think one of the brushes I used might have been a little bit dirty. Oh man, if that is not a sign to wash my brushes, I don't know what is. I'm gonna go into the first brush that I used again going into a bit more of Fog and just going over top of everything. I think this one is the culprit. This is the dirty brush. So for my lower lash line, I think I'm gonna start off with a little bit of that black on an eyeliner brush just to connect, like on the outer third, just a little bit. I'm gonna go into the shade Murky. I don't know, it's just calling to me. I feel like I can't help myself. I feel like we should definitely do like a little pop of this green, at least on the lower lash line. So I'm just gonna put it on basically everything that's open and then blend it into the green. Or sorry, blend it into the black. I'm gonna just like slowly, like I said, blending it out, but also building it up, getting a nice little pop. So I think that's pretty much all the matte work. I mean, I think it looks good, but I don't know, I can't help but look at the crease, and I feel like it was like blending initially, but it almost looks just like a little bit like the colors are kind of separated. It doesn't like all completely flow from one to the next. I don't know, I'm gonna go back into my brush that I used for gloom. Just kind of go over everything. I don't know if I'm just being too hard on myself, because sometimes that does happen. I don't know, you guys can let me know how you feel about the look, if you think it looks good. I think that once we throw the lid on, it should all come together. But really quickly, I'm gonna go into the ColourPop Flexitarian highlighter, and I'm just gonna use that on my inner corner. Just grabbing a little bit of it and popping it right here. I just feel like I really want like a really light, bright inner corner, especially with all the grunge that's going on, just to kind of keep my eyes awake, lightly kind of blending that out and upwards. I'm gonna go ahead and take the NYX glitter primer for my eyelids, hopefully to make everything go a little bit smoother this time. And then I'm just gonna pop that on basically everywhere, not being too precise. I feel like my crease just looks kind of messy. But to be fair, I am also testing out some new brushes. So maybe next time I do a look with this palette, I will use brushes with a different type of bristle. Now we're gonna go ahead and go into the shade Constellation. I'm just gonna pick it up on that brush just out of curiosity how good it works. I mean, honestly, it looks like it's picking up so well, actually. I'm kind of shook. Let's go ahead and put that. Oh my goodness. Oh, that looks beautiful. That literally looks foiled. Okay. Just putting that all over the lid. Yeah, I'm not mad at that at all. I am getting a little bit of fallout still, but I mean, considering how good that looks, I don't even care. I feel like it's such like a neutral, like bronzy shadow, but because it's so sparkly, so foiled, it has shifts to it. It's just like the prettiest neutral you could possibly have thrown in here. Like, I feel like I said, that just pulled the whole look together. I got just like a tiny little bit of fallout, but honestly nothing compared to the first time I did a look with this palette. So let me see, what should we do for the waterline? Ooh, I have the perfect thing actually. I'm gonna use the About Face shadow stick in the shade Acidic. I feel like that would look really cool in the waterline. I'm gonna throw on the Thrive Cosmetics mascara, and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm just gonna complete this look with a little bit of the Flexitarian highlight that we used on the inner corner, just a touch on the cheekbones and nose. And then for lips, I'm gonna use the Sigma Renew Lip Oil in the shade Tint, which is just such a pretty, like, neutral gloss. All right, y'all, so this is the finished look. Let's go ahead and talk about my second impression thoughts on this palette. I feel like it's kind of funny because first time around, I was like, love the mattes, not sure about the shimmers. And then this time I'm like, the Constellation shade is actually so beautiful. I feel like the grungy shades all kind of looked a little bit messy through my crease. But again, I don't know if that was just me. I don't know if it was the brushes I'm using. I'm still feeling like I'm left with just the need to play with this palette more, so I will hopefully have a full review for y'all up before this is available again. But either way, I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know if you'd like to see more videos like this in the future, like just playing with the palette, like giving something a second impression, because I was just in the mood to play with this today. And I mean, we did get a very grungy neutral look out of it, so I hope y'all enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!